Hello, I'm EnterElysium and welcome to a Let's Try of Guild Dungeoneering. As per usual, when I do a Let's Try, let me know if you like it or not, and I might continue it for a little bit longer than I planned. So, we're going to dive into this. This game's a card-based dungeon crawling game where you build the dungeon around your heroes, and you manage a guild and, recruit more heroes and get a bit more, loot for them to loot, if that makes sense. It'll make sense as we go through. You may have seen my impressions video on this. I won't go into as much detail in this Let's Try, in case you have seen my impressions video, but I will try to explain as we go along. So we're going to do a new game. And I'm going to hit that one.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering. All across the land they're cheering, oh, to be a Dungeoneer, chasing fame and glory.
So there's a bard storyteller type person who basically narrates a little bit here and there and everywhere, and he's really awesome. I like that, so I will shut up when he tries to speak. I won't maybe do it later in the game if we get more and more and more, and we'll sort of focus a bit more on the gameplay, but definitely at the beginning I'm going to let him do his little ditties. So, the Ivory League of Explorers, the noblest, most virtuous guild in the land. Pfft, those insufferable jerks. I'll show them. They won't think me so grossly incompetent when I have my own guild. I bought a small hall in the bad part of town with the gold I borrowed from them. I've staked out a dungeon that's ripe for the picking. I've even found a chump who can do all the dirty work where I sit back and watch the coins roll in. Like my father always told me, there's always someone stupider than yourself. Well, he never actually really said that to me. Actually, he said to everyone but me. Hey, wait a minute. So, this is our little dungeon, guild. Thank you, helpful tooltip. This is your guild, and you can build little rooms and stuff to expand it. This is our barracks we get for free at the beginning, so we're going to place that down there. And we get our chump.
The one that's always left behind. The solitary lump. The pawn who's fodder for the grind. The sorry little chump.
So this is the chump class. The chump class is mostly about, melee damage. The chump class is actually probably one of the weaker classes in general. I don't find them, particularly crazy good. I will be drawing from the Patreon list for this series, so I'm using the Patreon list from the Patreon supporters, and those people have got their names in the ballot, and I randomised the ballot, and the first person to be drawn is Daggerbert, so thank you very much, Daggerbert, for supporting, and that is the last time in this series that I will mention it. It's just because people ask me, how did you get your name in? Oh, okay. So this is Daggerbert. Ooh, the looks are procedurally generated based on the name, looking by that, because it's changed. Ooh, hello, Daggerbert. Or you've flipped back. Huh. I have no idea how that works. Anyway. The tutorial's still ongoing. You can't turn the tutorial off. So we're going to take Daggerbert the Chump to this adventure. Actually, this quest. Quest 1 of the adventure, which is, I think, 2 quests long. The first one is called Squeak Squeak. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Rats, how original. Okay, so it's going to play the first turn for us, because you can't turn the tutorial off. So it's like, look, I placed a tile here. And that's how it works, basically. You place a tile, and you can place an enemy, which is a rubber ducky. And it's going to play some loot that we can get. So in this case, 1 gold coin. Which is not that much loot. But I'm happy to have it. Anyway, Daggerbert versus a rubber ducky. It's got 4 health, we've got 5. And it plays So they just draw off the top and they play that. They don't have a choice. So since it's done that, I'm just going to get some damage in. Going to hit it for 1. Right, so it wants to do 2 damage and take 1 itself. We can get the kill here. Because if it's going to take 1 damage, I can lucky hit it. So it'll take 2 from me, 1 from itself, and 2 to me. So I'll survive, it'll die, and that is the rubber ducky gone. Yay! And we get to pick our actual, piece of, equipment loot, as opposed to, just gold loot. Our equipment loot, we can have a wooden board in our offhand for repel, which is a 3 physical block. We get a straitjacket for health, or a twig, which gives us 1 block physical, do 1 physical. I'm going to take the straitjacket, I like extra health. Yeah. Right, now I can take control. So I'm going to build this corridor here. I'm going to put a nasty rat there. And, ooh, what else? Can I actually place any of these? I can place 1 there. So our objective is to defeat 3 monsters. It shouldn't be, too hard. I think the rubber ducky counts as 1, so we've defeated 1. This should be our second. Okay, Nasty Rat, you're going down. It uses Bite, which this means unblockable. So, like, we can't block this anyway. Not that we had a block card. So I'm going to go for Lucky Hit. We'll do 2, they do 1. I'm happy to trade HP. Like, I've got more HP, so I'm going to win this unless they, like, bring out a double attack. Like, I'll demonstrate what blocking is, by the way. They're going to do 1 damage. This is block 1 physical or magical. So, you know, it blocks 1 damage no matter if it's physical or magical. So I'm going to block. And they don't do anything. Now this is something you do want to block. So this does 1 physical damage. If successful, enemy discards a card. So I will want to block this. I want to be able to keep my cards. And because it wasn't successful, I don't have to discard a card. So that's unblockable. I'm just going to punch them for 2, and we win. Dead Rat. Nice work, Dagobert. So that's 2 monsters down, and I'm going to grab, 2 physical or 2 magical. To be honest, we don't have much magical. I'm going to just take this to get a bit of variety. So we've got a Cuppa that can cast Flame Blast. That is one hell of a type of tea. I want that tea. Right, so we're going up. I'm going to put Massive Gem up there, but it won't matter because we'll actually defeat the monster and it'll end before we pick up the gem. So end the turn, and Dagobert should walk upwards. And this should be the one that gives us a win, in theory. Okay, so I do want to block this because I don't want to discard a card. Claw. I'm going to use Lucky Hit. Unblockable. Flame Blast. Or Fire Blast, you know, not particularly different. And they're going to do 1 damage that's unblockable, so I'm just going to punch them and we'll take the win. I think that will be the adventure. No, sorry, the quest. The adventure's the series of quests. Oh, yeah.
Do you have any decency, I wonder? Like the Ivory League of Explorers. Instead you pillage and plunder and rip everything asunder. You're just a reckless bunch of marauders.
So, we can expand the guild. We actually have 59 gold, and we can buy any of these buildings for 50 gold. A lot of the loot buildings are really quite good, but I want to unlock a new class, so I'm going to get the training yard for the Bruiser. I really like the Bruiser. The Bruiser is probably one of my favourite classes. So, you are going to be... Oh, I don't have to name it. I have to build it first. Right, so let's buy that, place it here.
Not a gentle kind of dungeoneer, nor a poet or a muser, but one that fills the heart with fear. I give to you the Bruiser.
So here we go, the Bruiser Anwick. Let's close that. And yeah, the looks don't seem to generate depending on the name, although they do change when you enter the name. So this is Anwick the Bruiser. So we'll test the Bruiser out and show you what the Bruiser's all about. So let's go exploring. And we'll go here. By the way, if you're wondering, Dagobert has reset to level 1 with no equipment and 5 HP. You don't keep your equipment and leveling between missions. So let's do Rat Pack 2. Oh, sorry, Rat Pack, Quest 2. Defeat the Rat King. Okay, let's enter the dungeon with the Bruiser. So the Bruiser has a special ability, which is basically if you don't take any damage because you block the enemy and you block all their damage that they want to do to you, you do 1 damage to them. So you can just block and still do damage because you're blocking, if you block their damage entirely. So I'm going to set up a room here, put a gold coin in, and a giant bat. Oh yeah, give us that gold coin. Come here. Right. Giant bat versus Anwick. It's got Loner, which means -1 HP if in dead end. I don't know if it counts as a dead end. Like, it's got bits off of it, but nothing's been built there. I don't know if that counts as the dead end. Wish I knew. So it's doing 1 damage, it's unblockable. So I'm just going to do Oi, since I can't block it. Right. So it wants to use magical, and it will get 1 HP back for each damage it does. I want to stop that. I don't want it to heal, because that's basically a trade of 2. Like, it gets 1 health back, and it does 1 damage, so that's basically 2. It's done it again. I can't do anything about this. I have to go for a hit. So effectively, I'm going to lose HP here, and it's going to go up, go down. So that's unblockable. So I'm just going to go for... How do you like this? Now, if it doesn't heal... but that's blocking physical. We might lose this one. Like, there's no damage I can do. It's going to do damage to us, because I can't block its damage. And that's unblockable. Okay, so Anwick is dead, and there was nothing we could have done there. Anwick is... Yeah. sometimes the cards happen like that.
A tender thing is a hero's life. A spear, a sword, a rusty knife. A dungeoneer's life. Now that's to be had. Still, he should have got that tetanus jab.
So we have our first death, and we get the ability to place the graveyard. So there we go, the graveyard and Amwick.
Although this guild seems very grand, a dungeoneer's life can sometimes be hard. Not always going as they might have planned. They mostly end up in this graveyard.
Poor Amwick. But we have a new bruiser! That's the way the game rolls, basically. If someone dies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really penalise you for the, the RNG. Aloe Meep the bruiser. Right, we're going to just return. Aloe Meep is going to get revenge. And we will go exploring. Straight over there. Aloe Meep the bruiser, enter dungeon. We had some really bad RNG that time around. Also, bats, not the best enemy for a bruiser, because they have a heal magic spell. I think I'll go for a rat to begin with, really. I think a rat is probably the best bet. So I'm going to go here, rat, gold pouch. Oh yeah, give us that gold pouch. Right. Unblockable. I'm going to use Oi. I can block this and I can do 1 damage. Nice. Oh, now they're going to make me discard a card. That has to be done. I'm going to use Oi. Unblockable, and I've only got block cards. Well, I'm going to waste the magic block, because I don't think the rat has any magic. Please be a damage card. Yes, finally. Right, we can do Oi. We'll survive just. And we'll get our loot. So do I want the bash, or do I want the slice, or do I want the swift attack? I think, honestly, we probably need the extra damage. I will take the fork. And we get our gold loot. Right. Move up here. Move up here. And we'll put another nasty rat in the way. I mean, we're level 2 now, and they're only level 1. So hopefully we'll be able to pick up some level 1 loot before facing a level 2 enemy. I at least want to be level 3 before we face the Rat King. I'm going to do get out here, so block the claw and also do 1 damage ourselves. Aloe Meep does 1 spiky damage, Nasty Rat takes 1 damage. Why did it take the 1? Oh, spiky, yeah, because when we block all their damage, we do an extra damage. Right, so I'm going to block this because I don't want to discard a card. And it'll do 1 damage because of spiky, which is every time you block their damage, you do 1 damage. Unblockable, so I'm going to use slice and that'll kill. So basically, getting rid of some really easy enemies now, we can grab ourselves some... I'm going to grab the straight jacket. Basically, as the bruiser, you want to kind of pick up a lot of things with as many block abilities as you can. Because that'll allow you to actually do damage at the same time as blocking damage incoming to you. Do I want to face a gnoll yet? Probably not. I will put a gnoll here, though. I want to be able to get some level 2 loot. And... there we go, that fits. Oh yeah, give us that silver coins. That silver coins. You're obviously not very well educated, Bruiser Aloe Meep. Okay, so I want to block this because otherwise I discard a card, and it'll also do an extra damage because of spiky. Unblockable, so we go for Oi. We'll block it, do 1 damage. And then we've got an unblockable attack, which doesn't matter because they're not blocking anyway, so we win. And hopefully we'll get a nice bit of level 1 loot. Pigeon Nest does a heal. No blocks, does a heal. I actually would replace my fork. This would replace my HP, so I'll take the Pigeon Nest. It is a heal, like, it's not a block, but it's a heal, and I'm happy to go for a heal. I guess we're going this way. I don't want to put anything here. Like, I could put this room there, but I don't want to actually lead us to the Rat King until I'm, like, certain that we're high enough level. So, we're going up against the Knoll yet. A Knoll now, and we're at level 2. So this is a little bit tricky. They're furious, so every time, when they get to, like, less than half health and they do damage, they do an additional 1 damage. I could block his claw, but honestly I want to keep this for, like, later on, so I'm just going to go trade HP for the moment. Here we go. This is the sort of thing that I want to get, like, some good damage in for. So I could block this. He would take 1 HP. He would take another HP because he didn't do any damage. Why? Why does that not count? Oh, because I don't block the damage to him. He only takes 1. Okay. Bit odd, but okay. I'm going to do... Slice is probably the right time to do this. So he'll be on 1 HP. It doesn't matter. I can block it, though. And we win. First level 2 kill. So we can go for Male Coif, which will give us 2 but give us 2 HP. I mean, it does get rid of our Rekindle, which isn't amazing. Like, I could take this, which will replace our 1 HP, but it gives us 1 HP anyway, because it's, you know, it doesn't say you lose 1 HP. We'll get Repel, which is nice, because remember, when we do defend, or we could go for this, which gets rid of Rekindle, gives us Fire Blast and Holy Seal. Honestly, I'd rather have something that does, you know, nice defense. Holy Seal isn't a particularly strong defense. I'm going to go for Male Coif. It does give us 2 Stupidity cards, but the 2 HP is really nice. Right, where are we going? We're going up. Fine. We are level 3. I would try and like to get to like level 4, but it might not be possible with the enemies we've got. Okay, so Ratman, bring it on. I'm going to trade damage with you on that one. Headbutt. I'll block your damage. You did take 2 damage. Yeah, you took the... Why does that not always happen? Oh, well, you're going to take a death here because you're going to do 2 to me, I'll do 2 to you, and you'll take your 1 that you do to yourself, and you'll die. There we go. Beautiful. Got rid of that rat. So do we want this? Give us a shift. We'll lose 1 HP, but we'll get a load of these. No, not really. I could go for Tattered Mail. I would like this one. I think it's a swift attack, and it gives us a card. I would like the Stiletto instead of the weapon. I'm still looking for something for my offhand, though. Gold pouch. I'll put a Ratman down. Hopefully we'll get something for offhand. Because right now we're basically like missing out on like maybe 2 good cards that you could have from offhand thing. Bite, unblockable. Fine, we'll do 1 damage ourselves. Come on, Ratman, bring it on. Oh, well, I'll block your damage then. I've got nothing else I can really play. Okay, I'm going to do this because it's the only damage I have. And I draw an extra card. And I just need to do 1 damage. There we go. Oi. We beat the Ratman. So these are fairly simple battles at the beginning, especially considering there's not a large variety. They mostly do like physical damage. Ooh, the club is pretty nice, but I've already picked. Like, the club has a defend, but I've already kind of got a level 2, and it'd be a bit of a waste. That said, I've got Stiletto, so I can't have the Stiletto, and the Tattered Mail. Oh, well, we'll upgrade to the Tattered Mail. It'll give us Repel, but it'll also give us an card. No treasure. We'll put a Ratman down there. Alright, so let's defeat this Ratman. Parry. Well, we can do 1 damage that's unblockable. We've got 2 cards, so we're probably going to have to end up playing one of those at some stage. Oh no, we can play this and get an extra card. Excellent. Unblockable. Oh. I will play the damage that I've got, but we might need to end up playing an card at some point. No, 1 damage. Please give us more damage. Blockable, but they do damage to themselves. That's just as good. That was a little bit more risky, but still perfectly fine. And on offhand, excellent. What does this do? 1 block and Mind Strike, which allows us to draw a card and does 1 damage. It's not great for us, but it's okay. Right now, we haven't unlocked any of the more, like, the armory and stuff, the loot places that you can get for the barracks, not the barracks, the guild, which means that you can get more different types of loot cards. So we've got a very limited item pool that we can draw from, so I don't think there's anything more for us to really find. Come on, let's go take him. Right, let's own this Rat Man really quick and plow straight into Rat King. So you want to do damage to me? I'm actually going to play an card. Because these do damage to me, he does damage to himself, right? I'm perfectly happy with that trade. Now I'm going to use Repel, prevent his damage. He does 1 damage himself, he does 1 damage because of Spiky, because I blocked all his damage. I would like to block this, I don't want to discard a card, but I can't block it, so I'm going to use Shift, and hopefully he'll get rid of for me. No, he got rid of that one. Unblockable. Okay, so I'm going to use Oi. Unblockable. I guess I have to use an Parry. He'll do 1 damage, I'll heal 1 damage, so nothing will happen. There we go, Strike. I get to do 1 damage, I get to block his damage, I do an extra damage because I blocked all his damage, and we should own that fight pretty nicely. What are we going to pick? That doesn't do any defense. Cooking Pot on the head. We'd lose 2 HP. We'd lose 2 cards. Frankly, I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm going to just take some gold. And I'll put a gold pouch here. Not that it'll make a difference because we'll defeat him before that. So let's go fight the Rat King. Hopefully own him. Okay, Rat King, you're going down. Unblockable. Fine. I'll open with a Slice. Parry. Well, I'll play Mind Strike so I can draw an extra card then. Basically trading 1 HP for a card. I will block this and do 1 damage, and that'll do an extra damage, and he won't be able to discard. He won't be able to make me discard a card, so that's pretty awesome. Anger. This will kill him if I block it, so I'm gonna block it because it'll do 1 damage to him, 1 damage because of Spiky. Yeah, that was easy. I didn't need to go through quite so many Ratmen.
Who'd have thought the way you fought, you'd be so very brave. Now we need somebody else to fill this empty grave.
And we got a trophy room.
Caught up in all this doom and gloom of all the places you've wrecked, it's nice to have a big trophy room. A place to quietly reflect.
So, let's expand our guild. I'm thinking certainly want some loot. Leatherworks, woodworker, curio shoppy, blacksmiths. We'll go for blacksmiths. It gives you the scimitar, soldier's helmet, scale mail, and the mace. What's the scale mail do? +2 armor. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We'll build that. We'll place it here. And we'll also expand the guild and we'll get a new recruit. I actually want to get the Mime. I actually really quite like the Mime. The Mime's got a pretty cool set of skills. It basically does magical attacks but with a lot of physical defense. Build. And we'll put you here.
Is there anything that's more soul-destroying than having to rhyme all the time? There's only one thing perhaps more annoying, and that would be an insufferable mime.
So we have Duranku the Mime. Close. Hello, Duranku the Mime. So we'll end it here for this episode. Hopefully you found this interesting. We'll probably go for another couple of episodes, maybe like 2 or 3, and see how you like it. If you do, then I might, increase the number of games we play a little bit longer. I will also be playing it on stream tomorrow night. So if you're up for that kind of thing, then check out the stream. The times, of course, are listed at the end slate. So I've been EnterElysium. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is Guild of Dungeoneering, if you hadn't guessed already from the little ditty that you played at the intro. If you liked it and not subscribed, consider subscribing. That way, of course, you can see more. And of course, when I'm doing these short Let's Tries, it really helps show the support by liking and stuff and knowing how much you want me to play more of it, etc. But until next time, I've been EnterElysium. I love you awesome nerds, and stay shiny.